What's up guys, and welcome back to another tips video for Anime Souls X. Hopefully my mic is working. I've moved it a little bit closer, so hopefully it cuts out a lot less. Let me know if you guys like this more than my other mic, and if not, I guess I can switch back. But today's video, we're going to be going over the best tips I've found from playing update 1.5. And one of the biggest requests I've been getting from you guys is about the new shiny shards. Shiny shards over here. Okay. And in update 1.5, there are two aspects that happened. The shiny machine, which uses these shiny shards, and there are weapon enchant tokens. Okay, enchantment tokens. I guess weapon enchants. So, what you want to do is you want to get some weapon enchants. Now, how do you get weapon enchants? You guys might be asking. You get weapon enchant tokens by doing dungeons and raids, okay? So anytime you do a raid or a dungeon, you have a chance to get one of these from one of the enemies. So I'd highly recommend doing as many dungeons and raids as possible. So after you guys get a couple weapon enchant tokens, what you want to do is you want to come over here and you want to buy the best sword that you can. So mine is the max sword at the moment, which is the Rage sword. It has 129,000 energy multiplier, which is good. And you want to come over here to the enchantments and you add a weapon, boom, and then there are different enchantments that you can get. Okay, so what I would go for your best weapon is either a legendary or a mythic. Okay, what I would highly recommend is getting one of each of the sharpness, efficiency, and looting. So I would recommend getting 2 sharpness 5, which gives you, I believe, 25% damage to player. So if you have the game pass, you have 2 swords. If you get 2 sharpness 5s, you're going to be doing 50% more damage, which is absolutely massive. You guys definitely need to do that. There is efficiency 5, which gives you 25% energy to weapons. Fortune 3 isn't really the best, but you can use that if you want. I think the damage one would be better overall. And then there's looting 3, which gives you 25% drop amount to player. So you might be wondering, what does looting do? So basically what looting does is whenever you get a drop, I believe it's either you get more of the drop or you have a bigger chance to get the drops. So the enchantments basically tie into how to get a lot of shiny shards. So the only way that you can get shiny shards are from raids. Okay, so you want to get, I have right now, not the best, but it's looting 2 on 2 swords. So I have a 30% more drop amount. So whenever I do a raid, I have a way bigger and higher chance to get the shiny shards. So I'm going to equip those and then I'm going to do a raid. And then there are 4 enemies that spawn 3 different times. So there's 12 of those and the boss once. So that's 13 enemies. The boss is not the only one that drops shiny shards either. You can get these shiny shards from any of the enemies, but you can only get these through raids. Now, if we go all the way over to the last world, which is where the shiny machine is, you're going to figure out how sad it is. Because I've done probably around 4 or 5 different raids, and I only have 19 shiny shards. If you want to make an eternal, I guess we'll look at the mythic. For free-to-play players especially, this is a lot more doable. It's 50 per, and it gives you 2 times the energy. Okay, so it would be doing 1,000 and something. 1,000 something. Let's see, it gives 1,024, yeah, okay. So it gives 1,024. If you made one of these guys, it would go from 2,560 to like 5,000 something. I think, dude, my math is trash right now, I'm sorry. But if we want to look at this guy over here, it costs 150 to make an eternal shiny, which it kind of makes sense. It's really expensive, but it's also kind of sad because you have to grind really hard in order to get these shiny eternals. So that is how you get the shiny shards, and that's the only way you can get shiny shards. One of the next big tips that I can give you guys is, it's kind of obvious, but anytime you go to a dungeon, like let's say I go to the dungeon, I think my highest is 31. Yes, my easy dungeon room, my highest is 31. So I normally do a lot of damage, and I one-shot every enemy up until like 26, 27. So I would highly recommend is for you guys to put on your drops team, or your drops, I guess not your team, but your drops swords, your looting swords. I would go in there until you start struggling, and then I put on your sharpness. That way you maximize how much damage you do, so you get more souls, and you maximize how many drops you have, because these drops are super, super good. You're always going to need avatar spins, so every time a new update comes out, they add a new mythic, and the mythic is better than the last one. So I would definitely recommend using your looting, because you're also going to get weapon enchants, and you're going to need to be enchanting your tokens, or enchanting your weapons with the enchantment tokens every update, because whenever there's a new world, there's going to be new swords, which means you're going to need to get efficiency 5 back on those swords, yada yada yada. It's going to help out a lot. And then I would also, passives are super, super broken, because you need passives for basically everything. If we go over here and look at these passives, you can do your passive, like your player passives, and you can do your companion passives, obviously. What I would recommend is getting like tiny on your best units. So if you have like 1 or 2 Eternals, I would go for tiny, because tiny's like, I think it's a 1% chance, I believe. If we go back and look, it is, yes, a 1% chance. Okay, and it gives 30% energy and a 0.2 times souls. And strong 3 gives 15%. So I would, if you have like 1 or 2 Eternals only, I would go for tiny on those guys, and then the rest of your guys strong 3. Now, if you have like a lot of Eternals or just all Eternals, I would go for as many tinies as you can, a couple strong 3s, and maybe 1 or 2 giants, because giant is 40% energy and 0.25 times souls. So let's talk about the companion passives first. Okay, we kind of did, but this last one, which is the brain, and it's a secret, so there's no like chances, there's no like 0.1% chance or anything like that. It's just like, if you get lucky, you can get it. Now what this does is, it is called Prodigy, and what Prodigy does is it gives 100% energy, 0.3 times souls, and 0.15 luck to your companion, which is super broken. I would only go for that if you had like a shiny Eternal that you like from the very last map. You know, I would go for that. But other than that, these are really, really hard to get. Well, they're not necessarily hard to get, but they're like grindy to get a bunch. So I would definitely do that on your best unit. I wouldn't really spin for that. I mean, if you end up getting on a bad unit, it's okay, because it'll always be useful, because it does give you a 0.15 luck, which is pretty good. And it also, yeah, it's more than lucky 3. So it gives you 0.15 luck, which is really good, and it gives you a soul multiplier. So even if you get on a bad unit, it's still useful. Now, for the player passives, which is probably one of the bigger things, is I personally use Amplified 3 over any other one. Other than Destroyer, obviously, and Antagonist. So, I'm going to explain to you guys why I like Amplified 3. Amplified 3 gives you a 0.5, so a 50% energy multiplier. Okay. Flash and Prosperous did just get buffed in Update 1, but we do not know how much it got updated, or it got buffed. So, as we know, Prosperous gives you a 0.1, or no, a +1 luck, which is really good for spinning and opening for units. But if you're just going for energy, that's not the best. Flash gives you a 10% attack speed, which is good, but it's definitely not as good as Amplified 3. Lethal, let me see what this does. So, Lethal gives you a 100% damage, 200% crit damage, and 5% crit chance. So it's very, very good for attacking. So in, like, dungeons, or if a new world comes out, or if you get this early game, it's going to help you out a bunch. But it does not help you whatsoever for energy. And that is a, I believe, 1 in 400 chance. So that's pretty rare. And it only helps you with, like, attacking. So it's not great for energy. And if you guys watch me in regular anime souls, my philosophy is basically energy over everything. So energy gives you damage. So there's no point to go for a damage thing. There's just, like, you rather want energy, because energy gives you a way higher damage multiplier than if I just had, like, just like a damage. So if I had 5 damage and I had lethal, I'd be doing a lot. But if I had 500 damage without lethal, I'd be doing way, way, way more. So I always choose energy over damage. Okay, and then Destroyer, which is very good, but it's a very, very rare 0.05% chance. That is super, super hard to get. But it's the next best energy multiplier, which gives you 100% energy, so basically 2 times energy, 50% damage, which is really good, and minus 25 hits to cast your skill, which is absolutely overpowered. And I definitely want those, or definitely want Destroyer whenever I can get it. Hopefully they add a passive vault like they did in the last game that you can store your passive, but I'm not sure if they're going to. And then Antagonist, obviously it's by far the best one. 200% energy, 100% damage, 25% more souls, minus 15 hits to cast your skill, and it gives you +1 open whenever you're opening for units, which is super, super good. So for now, I'm going to be rocking Amplified 3, and I suggest you guys do the same. Unless you're just opening for units, then I use Prosperous. But if you want energy, use Amplified 3, unless you get Destroyer. Now, I think, honestly, if I rolled lethal, I would roll back to Amplified 3 because I want energy. Because energy is the best. Now, the next thing, guys, is I did go over this in the last tips video, but I think it's one of the most important things, and I honestly always forget about it. So your ascension and your stats, okay? I personally would put everything into energy because, like I just said, energy equals everything. Unless you are opening and you want to open. If you have 49 Robux, I would maybe reset all this and then put everything into luck and then open. And then once you're ready for energy, re-put your like reset and put your energy back. Honestly, I was thinking about it and it's kind of smart. Whenever it's like whenever you're able to actually get these for free, I don't know if you ever will be, but I hope we can eventually get these for free. Maybe if we complete like an achievement or something like this, we get a couple. But for free to play, I think this goes up by 0.1. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. I think it goes up by 0.1. If you put 30 points, you're having 3 extra luck, and that's actually crazy considering I have all the game passes and I only have 4.85 luck. So as a free to play, this would be super, super good if you combine this with the Prosperous passive whenever you're opening. That's probably one of my biggest tips to open Eternals is put your points into luck. Now, you do need 49 Robux to reset it and put it back in energy because I don't recommend just going through the entire game with just the luck one. But I think it is good if like the new world comes out and you're maxed and you're like, all I have to do is summon. I would definitely try to do that. If you don't have 49 Robux, I'm sorry. Also, people want me to tell you, I mean, I figured everybody like would do this, but have a luck team. So whenever you're opening, you have luck units. You can just put it like this. Boom. I have all the luck units. I can like add these ones. I've not been using luck units because I don't need Eternals right now. I had a lot more. I honestly don't know what happened to them. I think I started auto-deleting them, or I might not have had them locked and I deleted all. I think. Because I had like 3 or 4 more stacks, like 3 or 4 more rows, because I was gonna make them shiny. I think I might have deleted them because there's just no way I'm getting that many shiny shards. But like I said, luck team helps out, especially for free to play. You only have 2, I believe, 2 units as a free to play, so it's not great, you know. But 0.2 luck is better than nothing, so I definitely try and do that. Okay, guys. So one of the coolest things about Anime Souls is the accessories. As of right now, you cannot upgrade accessories. So if you get an accessory, it's, you know, you can't upgrade it. If you happened to play on day 3 of the daily rewards, you could claim this. But if you missed it, I mean, you missed it. You can't go back and claim it, even if you join right now, which is unfortunate, and I'm sorry. But if you did happen to get that, it is one of the best ones. It gives you 0.4 times energy, 0.2 times damage, and 0.1 souls, and it gives you 0.5 luck and 1% crit chance, which is super, super good. However, it's actually not the best one for energy. So if you go to the last map, the Dragon City, if you do a raid, you have a 1% chance to drop the accessory from that world whenever you defeat that raid. And if you go to the Dragon City one, it gives you a 0.55 times energy multiplier, which is a lot better than the 0.4. 15, like 0.15 times energy is a big difference. 0.15 times damage, which is worse, and then 0.1 souls. It also does not give you special boosts, so this one is good for opening, but the other one is actually better for opening, for getting energy. Now, I don't know. I assume eventually they're going to add gold into the game that you can get, probably by dungeons and stuff, that you can upgrade your accessories. But like I said, as of right now, we cannot do that, unfortunately. Okay, guys, and one of the last tips for this video is, honestly, if you are at the very last world, instead of just sitting at the very last world and opening and never moving, if you have a decent amount of energy, I would go and start doing dungeons every time they pop up. If, like, maybe not every time, but, you know, as much as you possibly can, because you want a lot of money. Because if we go over to the weapons over here, whenever they add a new world, there's going to be 5 more weapons, okay? So, you're going to go over here, and whenever there's a new world, let's say world 7, boom, you click on it, and the first one's going to be, like 300 SX, okay? I'm going to have enough. And then the next one, you know, the last one's probably going to be like 1 OC or something like that. So you're going to want to be doing a lot of dungeons, so that way, whenever the new update comes out and the new world comes out, you can instantly just buy all of the swords, and then you can put your enchant on it, and then you can get the best one, which is efficiency 5. That way you're going to be making so much more energy, and then you can basically just focus on ascending. And since you have the best swords already, you're going to be getting way more energy, so you're going to be able to ascend a lot faster. That's probably the best tip I can give for late game players. Don't just sit there and open. I would definitely do that. Now, if you're still mid to early game, it doesn't really matter. You have to catch up in order to do that. But if you guys have any questions for me, please let me know in the comments, and I plan to be making update videos every single update to cover the best tips that I found for you guys. I'll also be doing like regular progressing videos, I guess, and the noob to pro will definitely still be a thing. If you guys have any other tips, like I said, just let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope this helped for you guys. I plan to be doing a collab with some YouTubers in Anime Souls X. So my idea was we get new accounts, or like we get on different accounts that we haven't played Anime Souls on. We have 20 minutes, and whoever gets the most amount of energy wins. I don't know what we'd win, you know, just you know, props. But I think that would be a really cool idea, and a lot of people have been wanting to see a collab with different people. So maybe we can get multiple different people in here and try to do that. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna do this raid. Like I said, put on your looting team, because this is gonna help out a lot. Last hit, boom. Yeah, nice. I got shiny shards. I got 4. Normally without the looting, I normally got like 3 or sometimes 2, so that's pretty good. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.